Welcome, my peace, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peace, my peoples. So let's talk about WAGs. Season 1, Episode 7. This is the season finale. I guess they doubled up on 2 episodes from Episode 6 and Episode 7. And then on top of that, this is the finale. And I don't know if WAGs Atlanta will be premiering again next year or next season, because I heard through the grapevine on the Jasmine brand that all the WAGs has been canceled, Miami and LA, and I don't know if WAGs Atlanta will be premiering again. So I don't know if we're gonna see Dante actually get married to Telly, and Telly finally got her dream. She finally got her wish. Dante proposed to her, picked up a beautiful ass ring for her, and she's having a baby girl, so she's happy and she doesn't have to move into that condo by herself. And also talking about Keisha and CJ's situation, where he's retiring, he has concussions and loss of memory, lack of short-term memory, and also having headaches and being delusional sometimes, forgetting things, and always wanting to be in the dark. So it's very important for NFL players and players that actually are in sports that have get hit or get knocked out. It's really a sad thing. I did do a video on CTE, basically with Aaron Hernandez, and then also the doctor that discovered what was going on with these players, NFL players just being hit, period, and then retiring, or the season's over for them and they don't have any money, they don't have anything left. And that's one of the most important things about being a professional sports player. If you work for the league, they don't have your back in the end and you're broke, because they basically got you when you was broke. And a lot of these black players, they get them right out of high school, right out of college, and a lot of them have struggled and don't come from a economic background that is high and rich or things like that. And then they take them out there and they take them into the NFL, they take them into these different leagues, and then they don't train them or teach them, and then they spit them out and throw them away when they're not useful to them anymore, and they make them play with concussions. We heard Andre say that he had like about 5 concussion, 1 concussion. He didn't know what was going on for 2 quarters, and then all of a sudden he went back in for the 3rd quarter and he was dizzy and all this other stuff. Andre is retired, but at least he's able to be a sports agent. I don't know what's going to happen to CJ in his situation. Hopefully everything works out and he's cool. I would like to see that story further develop, because that is something serious. And I also think CJ should marry, Keisha, in my opinion, because like when he went to the doctor's office, he had no idea his symptoms of what he was doing. He was like lost, and she had his back. She knew the questions. She knew what they asked. She knew what to say. She just knew his history like a wife should supposed to, even though she's playing wife now. And I guess the old saying goes, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? It's just really sad that, he doesn't think that she's married material, when she proved in his doctor's office that she loves him to death, and she knows that he's not going to be making millions of dollars again. She knows he's not going to be back in the NFL again. She knows that, and we all know that, because he's been damaged, and they don't like damaged goods. They throw him away. That's just like the TV show that I do review called Ballers, with The Rock on it, and Denzel Washington's son. So that'll be an interesting story to develop, But anyways, it is what it is with that situation. So let's get into it. This was a very long episode. I might miss some things. I might not cover everything because it was golly long. So let's talk about, Telly and Nietzsche and Keisha. Basically, they're all talking basically. And it's about, Keisha and her, wanting Dante to marry her. And she's sick of it. And she almost lost the baby before because of the stress. And it just seems like if you don't want to be a baby mother, you got pregnant before. So it seems like Telly hasn't been using protection to protect herself, to make sure she gets the ring first and then have the baby, so she wouldn't have a kid out of wedlock. But it seems like she got pregnant. So this is the 2nd time getting pregnant by Dante. So you would think she would have probably putting some type of protection measures in the first place until she got married with Dante. And if she got pregnant this first time and he didn't propose to her, and then time went by and he didn't propose to her at all, and then now she's pregnant, that would lead me to believe that she knew that he wasn't ready for marriage or whatever. But it is what it is. She got what she wants. She got engaged, and hopefully she does get married. So basically, that's the gist of a lot of things where, this episode is about, Telly actually getting married, going to get a condo, looking for a house, looking for a place to stay, a luxury condo as well. I don't know how Telly was going to pay for that luxury condo because it doesn't show her working. It says that she went to school for a nurse and she is a nurse, but I don't know if she's a practicing nurse. So Dante was going to be paying for that condo. Well, I guess so, because she's carrying his baby. So it is what it is. And so, Telly has been very stressed out because of, she's just been stressed out because Dante won't propose to her, and she doesn't want to have another miscarriage and things like that. And so then, we get, AJ, Hope, Ariel, and basically, AJ is a new guy we've just been introduced to. I guess he's dating Hope, and then they go out to eat for Ariel to actually, meet AJ. AJ, I think he's retired. I don't remember. It's probably in the slideshow if he's retired or not. But basically, it was a double date for Ariel to actually fill out Hope's new boyfriend, and it seems like everything's going well. But Hope seems like she's jumping the table. She's talking about jumping the corner too quick, because she's also talking about, getting married to him, and then having his baby all like that quick when she was talking to Sincere, and she hasn't really been dating him that long, so it sounds very thirsty, but it also sounds like she's determined. Like, Hope said that she doesn't date for fun, she dates to be married or whatever. And maybe a lot of people should be that way, maybe a lot of people should not be that way. It all depends on how quickly and how ready you are to be married. And so, but one thing is, Hope didn't tell AJ that she has a criminal record. She's been arrested for domestic violence, domestic assault between her and her ex-boyfriend. And she says that, he was hitting her. The neighbor called the cops. And, and she said the law in Atlanta is if there's no witness to the domestic violence, they arrest both people. I don't know, because I don't live in Atlanta and I don't know the law, and I wasn't about to stop the video and search it. So we'll see it like that. And so, Sincere's like, yo, just chill out, hold up, your guards are up and everything, just take it easy, just take one step at a time, don't tell him yet. And maybe she should have told him the first night, but sometimes we can put our foot in our own mouth when we give out information that is not ready to be released to a person, that ready for a person to open up. But anyways, when what's her name, Hope met up with, AJ, basically she told him about her criminal past, and he was not feeling it, and he was embarrassed, and he was like, yo, you was arrested, you had a mud shot? He was like, whoa, oh my goodness. And then, Hope was like, well, if you Google me, it'll show you that, I'm a pageant winner, I went to Spelman. But he was like, yeah, it says mud shot too. And he was like, I don't know how my family would be feeling, so I don't know how my family would take this situation. And yo, you know what, I'll call you. So basically, it seems like AJ is not feeling that mud shot situation or domestic violence. And then it's also the way Hope, did introduce information to him by saying that, one of my exes, and then she talks about dating sports player. So it kind of leaves a bad taste in anybody's mouth. But people have a past before they meet you, but it's just how you present the information and how you carry the information to that person for them to be able to be receptacle to it, to be able to receive the information. And so, AJ was like, okay, I'm reloading. He was like, I don't know about this. He's just feeling like this is not good, like this is a bad look, and his family's not going to be supportive of this. And he just seemed like it's a no-go. And it's like, damn, she put all her eggs in one basket with him. But it would be interesting to see if AJ and Hope actually have a relationship, or does he actually walk out on her, that he's not into women with, records or things like that. So it brings you to, like, some people do have gone through a lot of different things in their lifetime before you do meet them. So it's up to you to be receptacle to what they've been through and understand them, because everybody doesn't have a fairy tale past or a great past. Some people have been through some shit and been through some things, and it's up to you to see if they have changed and grown from that. But he could also be like, if he's retired or former, whatever he has standing in the community, what if he gets into an argument with Hope or Blase the third? Would this situation become violent? You know what I mean? So that could be one of the things that he could possibly be considering. And that's the things a lot of people should consider when they date people that do have, criminal records, especially when it involves, violence or things like that, or domestic violence or assault and stuff like that, because you don't want to be on the receiving end of that, abuse or whatever. So it is what it is with that situation. But it's good. It was not good to see, but it was like, damn, it was like the table was turned. It was like a man actually has to consider, does he want a woman that has a mugshot or been arrested? Because he was just shocked, you've been arrested. And a lot of times that I hear about is women considering, whether they should date, or their man does have, a criminal record, or has been arrested or locked up or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. So then we have, Dante and CJ, they meet up basically at the boxing ring. And, CJ let us know that, he wished he would have took care of himself. He wished he would have did a lot more for himself or whatever, and protect himself and his body, because now he's going to to get examined, and because of the retirement process or whatever. So I wonder if your physical condition contends on how much you get paid when you do retire. So I thought he was a free agent, kept saying free agent from the beginning of the season under CJ's name. So I guess he's not a free agent anymore. He's actually retiring. So I was like, damn, son, what is really going on with this situation? So then we have, Dante actually giving support to CJ, talking about, man, I appreciate you, thank you, I'm proud of you, brother, and all this other stuff. I know Dante's like, damn. And I know CJ looking at Dante's like, damn, I should have took care of myself. And, Dante's a champ. And tell me he didn't look good in that ring. He's just big and just big. And also, I think Dante's a good man. I think he's a good person, especially with some of the stories I read about him and things about, his daughter having, the illness that she was born with, and actually, getting to boxing so he can support his daughter and her illness that she was brought to, and that she was born with, basically. So anyways, they seem cool, and I think the guys on this show are really nice. It's a nice fit too, because the guys do get along, the guys do talk, they have conversations, and they basically do support each other, and they lift a helping hand to one another, because some are old, some are young, some are married, some are not married, and some are basically only two people that are actually really, still physically into sports and like signed to a team and to a league is, Harry, which is Kiara's husband, and Dante, which is, Telly's fiance now. So it's good to see that too as well. And you have Andre, he's retired, and he knows he's been through a lot, and has been playing for a long time, and knows a lot of different things, and he's been married and all this other good stuff with the kids. So he's like a good, person to go to for Dante and actually CJ and their spats with their wives and things. I mean, their girlfriends or their fiancés. So anyways, so Telly, she's out looking at condos or whatever, and she's just, she ends up breaking up and crying. She's out looking at condos with her friends or whatever, but she just really doesn't want to be co-parent. She really wants Dante with her. She doesn't want to have this baby alone. And we know Telly already has a son, so she's really hoping for a daughter at this point. She wants a princess and all this other good stuff. So I was like, okay, I hope you do get that that fairy tale that you want. And so then we also have, who's next? And so we have Aria, and we have, Kiara, and we have the mother basically having a little spat going back and forth about, Aria's, talent show she was having, not talent show, but audition she was having for her new studio. And actually, Kiara coming in and actually giving pointers, taking notes, and thinking that maybe there's some things that Aria could have did to make so she can see the girls and things like that. And then Aria felt like, Kiara was overbearing, she's overstepping her boundaries, and this is her thing and not Kiara. And Kiara should have just sit back and just let Aria do her thing, and then afterwards, like maybe the next day, say, so did you see this? I noticed this. Did that happen, or were you able to see all the people dancing, instead of giving her list of dances she thought that she was good and things like that, because it almost seems like she's not letting Aria, conquer her dream or do it on her own. But I do understand Kiara, being a concerned sister, a loving sister, a helping sister, and an older sister that wants to make sure that, give her the right guidance, because sometimes you don't have the right guidance around you, or the right people around you, or the people that really have an eye for whatever you're doing, that actually understands it and know it. So I understand that. So anyways, they apologize, Kiara apologized to her sister, said she's gonna let her do her thing. So hopefully that does happen. She just have to let, Aria fail or succeed in what she wants to. But nobody wants to see their loved one or anybody. Like, I don't want to see my peeps or my peoples fail. I want them to do whatever, I want you guys to do whatever you want to do and not fail. You know what I mean? But so you see where, Kiara's coming from, but sometimes you have to let it be. And moving on from that, so Arya is just like, yo, I just want to do my own thing. I don't need you. And Arya's mad tall. Like, damn, she's mad tall. And so we get, Telly. She goes to see Dr. Simone. Dr. Simone looks nice, but Dr. Simone did have some words for Telly, because Telly was telling Dr. Simone that she's about to move out, get her own separate place. And, she's hurting right now. She's having headaches and things like that. And she had a miscarriage before, and she doesn't want that to happen. And Dr. Simone was like, if you separate, you know what I mean, and you get your own apartment, that means like that's something that could be permanent. And Dr. Simone knows that, because when she separated from Cecil, they got their two houses, they living in different places, it kind of became permanent because they are divorcing, and she filed for divorce. So she understands once you move out and you move away, that you're separating, and then it could be permanent. There could be no turning back. And she said, don't let your friends or your family pressure you what to do. They can say, oh, I wouldn't do this, but you know what, you have to do what's best for you and your child at this state and time. And also give Dante some time, because everybody can tell Dante does love Telly. He does love her, but it's also said that he's married, and it's also been said that his wife is also pregnant at the time, and her name is Jessica. I tried to find out if Jessica was pregnant. I couldn't find any traction on that. So you guys let me know if that is actually true, because people do spread rumors that are not true. And Dante being a champion, people got a lot to say about him. And so he has a fight coming up really soon, so I hope I'll be able to check out his fight. And I've really been out of boxing for a while, but seeing Dante and watching the show, like, I want to watch boxing now. Dante, you did it. I want to watch boxing. And so moving on from that, so Dr. Simone did give, Telly a lot of guidance, a lot of advice about the situation. So it's cool, for that. And it was like, damn, Simone, you go. And so then we have, CJ and Keisha, they actually go to the doctor, and she just basically is able to communicate and articulate what is actually going on with CJ and what he needs, and everything else that CJ was not able to. So she's A1 with me in my book with CJ, and I don't believe Keisha is after CJ for his money or anything like that. She just wants to have a commitment. She wants to be married to him, because that's how she was raised, that being married is the most important thing when you have a child with somebody. If you're going to build a family, make it have solidarity, and actually have a ring on your finger and be married, just in case anything was to happen. And seeing that CJ has memory loss, he has headaches, and he's suffering from his concussions. He might suffer from some health issues, really soon or later on, that maybe somebody needs to make an executive decision on his health. And someone that he's living with, Keisha, for this long period of time, and they've been best friends, they didn't have a child together. She should be able to make that decision. He should be able to trust her to make that decision. If he trusts her to do that, because she's in the hospital and the doctor's with him, and she sees him every day, so she knows what the hell's going on with him, he should probably put that ring on it, in my opinion. And she shouldn't be out here begging on TV for him to marry her. But it doesn't seem, and also Keisha also saying that, that wedding and me wanting to marry you, let's put that on hold. Your health is more important. So that really says a lot. She was like, I love you, CJ, and your health is number one. But damn, CJ didn't even say he loved her back. Like, CJ, I don't know if you really appreciate Keisha, or you are having problems with comprehension because of your concussions. And damn, that's some shit. He didn't say he loved her, but she forced, basically forced him to kiss her. And then now I just thought in my head, now maybe she doesn't want to marry him no more, because he's damaged goods. I don't mean to say it like that, but I wonder if she's thinking that she was like, what, I gotta find somebody else. But I don't think so, because it seems like Keisha really loves CJ. My mind just goes on. And So anyways, we'll see what happened with that. And so we see, Dante Dante actually speaking to Telly, and Telly's actually like, yo, I just want to get married, blah blah blah, and I want to do this thing. And basically, he was like, oh, I can't believe we're going through this. She was like, you're my best friend, you're everything. He was like, you're my best friend too. And she was like, well, I'm moving out, I'm leaving, I got a penthouse suite or whatever. So now he's feeling some type of way, and he's thinking that, okay, you know what, I need to put a ring on it, basically. And I think he is going to put a ring on it, and he's feeling pressured, but it is what it is. She's marrying. She would be possibly marrying some real money, like no jokes. And then on top of that, I think Telly does love Dante, but a lot of people are saying on the blogs and different websites that Telly's a gold digger. I don't know. I don't see it. I see that she loves him, and it is what it is. But I don't know. I have no idea. So Andre, he sits down, and he Andre sits down with what's his name, Dante, and he sits down with CJ and basically talk about the concussions and things that he's suffering. Basically, he's also telling Dante he needs to put a ring on, he needs to marry her, and basically no one is ever really married ready for marriage, but it just happens. You just gotta you have to make it to right time. You have to make it what you want, because would you want to live without someone that you can't live without them, and you're going to be miserable without them. So you might as well do what is right, to them and for yourself. And if you love them with all your heart, why not give them something they want? Why not marry them? And plus, she's having your baby as well, and you love her to death, and you can't live without her, so put a ring on it. So basically, that's what Andre's saying. He's an advocate of marriage. He's an advocate of love. He's an advocate of being with your partner and making an honest woman out of these women that want to be made an honest woman out of, because there's some women that do not want to get married. There's some women that doesn't believe that they need to get married. So it is what it is. So moving on from that, they're not pressuring CJ to marry Keisha anymore. I think that they know that that's a done deal. That is probably not going to happen no time soon. And so I was just like, damn. And so then we have KK. She's actually babysitting Aria's kid or whatever, and she's thinking that she wants to be a mom, but she's in limbo with that situation, because she's starting her career. JJ's trying to get his career back. He's trying to play back in the league, and he's playing overseas, and she doesn't know if she can handle it. And so basically she talks to JJ about that situation. JJ said, you know what, you're not disappointing me. You're not holding me back from anything. I don't think I'm missing out on anything. As long as you're happy, we'll have kids whenever it's time right is to have kids, basically. So he reassures her that, they can have a kid whenever, and it's no pressure. Do what she wants to do, and enjoy her life and enjoy her career, because she has put her career on hold to support JJ and his time in need. And plus, the money might not be long anymore, so hey baby, if you can get some work out there in journalism or interviewing or in media, then go ahead by any means. So that's cool. And then we learn JJ speaks fluent Spanish, and he can read fluent Spanish, and that's always a plus. And actually KK, she likes to hear him speak different languages or whatever. And so and so where else do we go with this show? It was just like so long. And so we have Dante. He goes out looking for rings with CJ and Andre. He gets the biggest ring, the most hugest ring. Andre was like, I ain't even got one that big. Basically, I believe that Dante engagement ring he's picking out for Telly is the biggest, and they haven't seen anything like that. I was like, damn. So he's picking out, he got the money. You see the cars that Dante be in and out. Hopefully he has stocks, he has bonds, he has savings, he has investments and things like that. So if anything does happen, because it is dangerous when you are a boxer, and you can actually get, you can actually have a lot of concussions and be damaged. So hopefully Dante is heeding to these messages, with his fellow castmate CJ, and, have something to save or whatever. And he has like gold, he has painting, he has investment, he has things that are worth that he can auction off one day if he ever needs to. So moving on from that, so we get Kiara. She's hosting a party at her house, basically for Keisha. I mean, for what's her name, Telly or whatever, they're having a sleepover and all that other good stuff at her house, and basically having a dance contest and all this other stuff. And the dance contest was funny. Kiara and KK actually won the dance contest. They went up against Aria and Hope, and they won or whatever. So then that's when we get to the discussion with Nishi and Kiara, because because Nishi wants to confront Kiara because she heard through the grapevine from Telly that when Nishi said that, okay, Kayla, I'm inviting you to go to New York Fashion with me because I'm not a hater, or basically, and I guess insinuating that she's not inviting Kiara because Kiara is a hater. She feels like she's a hater through that situation where, with Keisha trapping or not trapping CJ. And so she feels some type of way that Kiara is actually downing her and actually acting like her walking through Fashion Week with whoever the guy's name, with the dresses, the wedding dresses or the gowns, that it wasn't a big deal, because we learned that Kiara lets Nishi know that, hey, listen, I model for him all the time. Donatella, no, not Donatella. I'm thinking about Versace, whoever he is. McDougal, that that McDougal, I've been working with McDougal for years. If I wanted to walk in Fashion Week for McDougal, I could, because he designed dresses for pageants, and me and Aria has been working with McDougal for years, so it ain't a big deal. And that's what Kiara said to somebody, said to Telly. Telly went back and told Nishi. So boom, that night they get into it, and then what's her name? Nishi was like, yo, I feel some type of way, like you're trying to down me or trying to act like it wasn't a big deal. And you're talking about you could have walked in, Fashion Week. You can walk for McDougal like it wasn't a big accomplishment. And I wasn't throwing hate at you. I wasn't even talking about you. I just said I ain't no hater. Like, basically she's saying that I'm just not a hater. Like, I'm not going to take all the shine to myself. I think that's what Nishi was trying to say that she meant. But it also comes off like we know Kiara and Nishi hasn't been getting along since that comment about trapment or whatever. So to me it sounds like she could have been saying that Kiara is a hater, so that's why she ain't invited her, and she took along Telly instead of Kiara or whatever, or she didn't invite Kiara. So Kiara was like, so when Kiara heard the comment, she replied to KK, hey, listen, if I wanted to walk in Fashion Week, I could walk in Fashion Week. It's no big deal. It's nothing to walk for McDougal. Like, come on, he designed pageant dresses. So like, whoopie-doo that she's doing that, because Kiara took it as a way of, like, when Nishi said I hate her, she took it personal that Nishi was talking about her. I don't know if it was personal or not. So it is what it is, and most likely on these reality TV shows, it could be, personal. And so then Kiara, so when they was having the conversation, Kiara was like, it wasn't, you was walking for McDougal, you wasn't watching for Versace, you wasn't in France somewhere. I was like, damn, Kiara, why you have to go there with that? See, that's what makes you be such a people actually think that you try to act like you're above the ladies, or better than the ladies, and it's like, damn, you really threw that shot. But and when I guess it's all fair when you're arguing back and forth, but to throw it at her like that, when Nishi, gave up her life to support Andre when she was 18 years old, because she got pregnant, got married, and supporting him, and this was a big deal to her. And actually, if you knew, maybe, I know you know her story, that you wouldn't even throw that shot at her, but it is what it is, because you felt like she called you a hater, so whatever. And then also Kiara with the tea party, teaching, mannerism and elegance and how to act and behave, like charm school, basically. She said that she didn't invite Aria and she didn't invite KK because they're already ladies. Like, but not too long ago, your husband was on here trying to tell Aria stop sleeping around with the guys in the locker room, because he feels some type of way when the guys are talking about his stepsister. His sister-in-law, about dating her and being wild, and these guys do talk negative about you, and it's not a good look to develop a reputation like that. So I don't know how she go there with that. And then also, if you want to talk about KK, when she was hosting her dinner party, the way that she was cooking that fish, the way that she hid the sweet potatoes under the sink, and she wasn't really proper at all, so she could have been there too. And it also thinks like, okay, KK didn't go because, you know, is she superior because she's Caucasian, and these black women don't know how to be ladies. So you could take that so many different ways, but it probably wasn't that deep, but you can look at it that way if you wanted to. And then also not inviting Brandy because what, Brandy's too busy, or because Brandy's married to Cody and he's a famous, you know, wrestler, and he's Caucasian, that she didn't need to go either. So it kind of seems like Kiara be throwing shots at people, and she puts certain people on pedestals and certain people not on pedestals. People, you know, and so, you know, Nishi was just like, I speak my mind, I say how I feel and what I want. I'm a strong woman, I've been through a lot, whatever. And so that's when Kiara said, I accept you for who you are, whatever. So I guess, you know, they'll work that shit out if we ever see it again. But, you know, Nishi talking about she never disrespected nobody and all this other stuff. She did disrespect Keisha when they was actually sitting down at the table together talking about the trapment comment. She was rude to Keisha. But you know what, they went past that because now they're friends. So it's whatever with that situation. The sleepover was fine, but then in the morning they got up, they started talking. Kiara and Nishi started both crying. So I guess they made up. They're going to be friends. It's all going to be good, I guess. But I don't know if we're going to find out because they're not I don't know if it's going to be renewed for another season or whatever. So who knows? And so, you know, Nishi also feels like, you know, what's her name? Kiara was jealous of her. I don't think Kiara was jealous. I think Kiara was like, yo, you going to talk shit about me? I'm going to talk shit about you too, because she took that comment as a personal thing. And I think Nishi needed to explain why she said hater, if she was saying hater and didn't invite, you know, Kiara, like that comment wasn't for her. But Nishi said, I wasn't calling you a hater, I wasn't able to defend myself either. So it's like they're going back and forth. It's like kitty shit. And so moving on from that, that's it. And then we have the reveal party. We find out that, you know, Telly is actually having a boy. Dante proposed to her. All the ladies are living in bliss, and hopefully this season get renewed again. Peace. I'm out. One love. The finale. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about Nishi. Tell me what you think about Kiara. Tell me what you think about the ladies. Who was right and wrong in that argument? Do you think Dante is actually going to marry Telly? And do you think Telly is a gold digger? And do you think CJ is ever going to marry Keisha? And do you think Keisha is a good fit for CJ? And do you want to know what happened with AJ and Hope? Because I do. And we seen Henry hasn't been on the last few episodes. I guess he's been booked and busy. So anyways, peace and all, one love.